Jen.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Jen and Joe on the go.
So, Jen, it's Sunday and we're definitely on the go. Where are we going now?
So we are actually leaving in a few hours for Cincinnati. We are finally going to go see our grandbaby Riley, our granddaughter. And Joe will insert one of the latest pictures that I think we took it on Friday, about right here.
I'm doing that already? Okay.
Sure, why not?
Right about now.
Oh my God, so I know that she's our granddaughter, but
Wait, I got to cut to show the picture.
Oh, sorry.
So we're going to
Okay.
put it in right about now. Okay, yes. Wasn't that a great picture?
I mean, seriously, I know that she's our granddaughter, but she's so freaking perfect.
So
she's so cute.
Yeah, you're not biased at all.
No, not at all.
That picture is cute because I think she has gas. Right there at that particular moment.
No, she was actually pooping.
Oh, so it was more than gas? It was actual poop at that particular moment?
I was FaceTiming, and that's the thing, so I can get updated pictures. I FaceTime and I screenshot it, and then I edit it and crop it so it looks good, and she was pooping.
But you happen to get that smirk right at that exact perfect moment.
I know.
All right.
She's so cute. I cannot wait to see her.
You know what today's date is? Well, I'm sorry, not today's date, but
Friday was when she was
Friday.
due.
Yes, I was going to say Friday was June 10th. Today is June 12th. Friday was June 10th, and that was the day that she was actually due.
Yeah, she was 19 days early.
Right. So that puts her at 21 days old.
Yeah?
Yeah. So she's 3 weeks.
Yeah?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Everything's been so chaotic and crazy, literally the last 3 weeks. So anyway.
So for those of you who maybe haven't caught up on our vlogs, when we went to Florida for our St. Pete Disney vacation, I ended up having shingles. Mm-hmm. Then we both came home with really bad colds.
No, don't say both.
Okay, you had a little
I had a tickle in my throat, which was gone the next day.
I had a 2 week to almost 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks. You're still not really totally over that.
Illness. I tested for COVID multiple times because so many people I know who were there in May came home with COVID. It was a really bad cold, and as I was thinking about it, I have not been sick since probably a year or two before COVID, so it was my time, I guess it was just my time, but it was pretty bad.
I thought it was ironic that all the times that we went, and during the last 2 years, how many times did we go to Florida?
Every other month.
And every single time on the plane, doing everything we were doing, mask, social distance, hand sanitizing.
Yeah.
And we never got sick.
Right. And the only time we really wore the mask was on the plane. We really only took the mask off on the plane to drink our drinks, which we both kept them off longer than we probably should have been on the plane. But
things are different now.
Yeah,
it's not, it's no longer mandatory.
It's just funny that now that we took them off, we both end up with colds. Right. Well, you get a little tickle. I get I got a really bad cold, I'd say.
Yeah.
So then we came home and, we had to unpack and we had to do a deep clean of the house.
And all that stuff with work.
Joe went back to work and just had to get back into the swing of things. And then basement started up again, and that's been nonstop for the last week.
Yeah, he came back this past week.
This past week. It's been crazy. Joe's shot some video, which he'll insert.
Yeah, so I went downstairs to do that before we started.
Because we haven't showed you in a long time.
No, I know we haven't. But there was that long break while we were gone, and then we came back, and Chris needed to finish up some other jobs that he was working on. So they finally came back this week. We told them as long as we're done by August, there's come and go as you please, whatever, it's fine. They're doing a really nice job so far. So they're at a point where they're at the drywall, putting a lot of drywall up.
It's getting dusty.
Yeah, it's very dusty down there. So you'll see here in a second when I insert it. But I think it's really coming along. You could see the shape of the basement now and the way it's going to look with the finished and unfinished part. So I think it's going to be a good living area for them. I think it's going to be really nice.
So it's almost all drywalled, except now the 2 bedrooms are the only things that aren't drywalled.
Well, no, Riley's room is done. Riley's room is done.
Oh.
That's drywalled, and you haven't really gone down because it's too dusty.
It's just too dusty, and hurts my throat.
Matt and Carrie's bedroom is not done
Okay.
with the drywall yet.
Wow.
But I think part of with the drywall, they've got to make sure that the plumbing and electrical is all good, that
Right.
within the walls before they put the drywall
Right.
up. So
That
all
makes
that is
sense.
coming along. But as long as they're done, which they should be done by August 1st, give or take. So that's
Crazy.
fine. I know, it's coming along. It's all good. We're going to have another little break here at the end of June because he's going
He's
on
going
vacation.
on his vacation.
So that's kind of funny.
Which is kind of nice for us because then I get a little bit of a break and I can work in peace and quiet and I don't have to clean my house every day.
We don't have to listen to you complain about it.
Hey, for anyone who's had major construction
It's
work
a major
in their house,
construction job, yeah.
you know, it does. It disrupts your life and it is stressful and there is some anxiety involved. Like, are you going to stay on budget? But we're going to do a whole video on that when the basement's done. So no need to get into that now.
Yeah, but it's been fine so far.
Yeah, I mean, Chris has been great, knock on wood. And like, hopefully we'll get done by our deadline. But we've also...
Well, let me insert the video here now.
Okay.
So let me just cut and we'll show you the basement and we'll be right back. So here we go to the basement. All right, as we head down into the basement for our quick update. It's a lot dustier than it was before because they've been doing a lot of drywall work. But you can see all the drywall that's up. Still a lot of work that needs to be done, but there's quite a bit that they've been able to do so far. So this, unfortunately, it's a hard time focusing down here for some reason. It could just be the way the light is reflecting. But this is the main bedroom. I really haven't done anything in here other than insulation at this point, but you can see the way things are set up here for the way the closet is going to be. Coming out of there, we have this little closet here, which wasn't really planned, but you can see how that's shaping up. And coming down from the stairs, this doorway here, there's going to be a double door that separates the living area here with the stairs. And then this, under the stairs, will continue to be, you know, unfinished storage area, just right down here. But as we swing back, focus, this is going to be the kitchen area right here. The living area right there. And the second bedroom here, which really technically isn't a bedroom, but office, you can say. So this is all drywalled. No lighting in here yet, but the light is set up. There's going to be a ceiling fan up in here. And then this side of the kitchen is going to be the bathroom. And the tub is in. Not hooked up. There's no plumbing or anything hooked up to the tub, but at least the tub is here. So it ends up, if you look, and this right behind the tub here, this is going to be a little storage area. We'll put a little shelf in here for storage. But I believe the toilet goes there, and the sink vanity will go right here. Just on the opposite side of the way the kitchen is set up here, the kitchen sink will be right there with countertop cabinets here. So this is the way it's shaping up. It actually is a good sized living area here too. And just to show you some of what they did back in the storage area. So the wall separates living area from the storage area. And in here, wait until we turn the lights on. Oof. I got some good lighting in here. Just, you know, hanging from the ceiling, but this is all unfinished. And we have the freezer in here. There is going to be a refrigerator in here as well eventually. We have the furnaces, air conditioning, the hot water tank, the water softener, and just on the other side of the water softener there will be the washer and dryer. So that's part of why we kept the storage area a little bigger, because we'll have some of this stuff in here. And obviously space for storage. But this is it. This is the way the basement is shaping up. And now we're back from the basement.
It's so crazy how fast that happens.
It's amazing.
Time travel.
Technology.
So
Anyway.
then we've also been we have an ant infestation.
Oh, the ants. No. It's not your long lost relative who decided to come to visit. It's not your monthly visitor, Aunt Flo. No, it is just a little vermin.
Okay, so
bugs,
to make a long story
ants,
short, they started in Allie's room, all around her window, and we had an exterminator come out Monday.
Well, first, go through the whole process. Last year she saw some ants in her room. So we sprayed, did a bunch of stuff. I did some caulking, yada, yada, and it was fine. This year, she was telling us it's worse. And this just started last week. Didn't it start last week?
Because we think they've been building colonies in the walls for the last...
Well, you're jumping ahead.
No, there are ants in the walls,
right, I know.
according to the exterminator.
No. I'm trying to tell a story and go in step by step. So then you just ruined it. But that's okay. Wasn't it just last week that she really noticed them?
Yes.
So we started doing all of this. It was after we got back from Florida. So within the last week and a half to 2 weeks is when we started trying to do more spraying, trying to do the caulking, and put tape around the windows, thinking, okay, it's not that big of a deal. So by the end of last week, she's like, this is getting worse. I said, well, let's call an exterminator. So they finally came out this past Monday, and they did some spraying, but they were basically putting bait down so the ants could take it back to the colony.
Because we have ants in the walls. No.
Yeah, that didn't cut it.
She woke up Tuesday morning in a complete panic because there were literally, oh God, it was so gross, hundreds of ants swarming all over her windows, because what happens is the ants are attracted to the bait. They come out to get the bait and then bring it into the nest.
The colony, yeah.
And and you can't disrupt the spray, so you can't wipe it down, because then you're taking away from the bait. But so we were told we could vacuum up the ants. Well, then they started flying. Ugh, God. Okay, so anyway, then they ended up, her bedroom is above the living room. So then they started swarming and flying around my living room window. And yesterday was, on Thursday, so a couple of days ago, Thursday, I was at my absolute wit's end, and I was so skeeved out because anyone who's had a bug infestation, it is like one of the grossest things to go through. So the exterminator came back out, and he was so disgusted. He was so disgusted that he's like, usually I don't contact spray them, but I'm going to contact spray them.
Which means he's basically just torching them. He's going to fry them, burn them,
and I'm like, do it. Just kill those.
Kill them all.
Kill them all. Kill them dead. Kill them dead. I don't care about ants. I don't care if we need them. I don't need them in my house. So he actually found where they're coming from, and they're coming in through the brickwork under a window in the living room and traveling up to her room. And then because they sprayed and baited, they were coming into the living room. So he did the contact spray. He did more bait. Best Company.
They're just a local company here, right?
Yeah, they're a local company. We actually we actually decided to hire them for the next year to do like a yearly contract, because I'm never, ever going through this again. So anyway, today, all the ants that I've seen, Allie's seen maybe a handful alive in her room, but they're no
moving
activity.
Slowly.
And I've seen a couple in the living room that we've been able to vacuum up, maybe 2 or 3 flyers, which yesterday or Thursday there were hundreds. So stop, it's so gross. So anyway, we've been taking care of that, and it's caused me a lot of stress and anxiety.
It's caused me a lot of stress and anxiety. Let me tell you, not the ants. Dealing with Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here with all the stress and the anxiety.
It was disgusting.
I know.
So anyway, I'm praying to God, because it just rained. I'm praying that tomorrow we don't wake up and there's more ants. The great thing about this company is they literally on Thursday, I called them. They said, "I'll come up. We'll be out in 30 minutes," and they were out in less than 30, and just the kindest.
Well, the good thing
company
is
I've worked with.
Tomorrow we'll be in Cincinnati, so we won't have to worry about it.
That's true.
Worry about it Wednesday when we're back home, Tuesday night, whatever.
So anyway, we're hoping that they don't come back.
Yeah. Well, it's part of it. We've been in this house for a long time. We've been very fortunate that we haven't had any issues like this before. So it could be last year's when they started really kind of building a nest in that area, and this year it got worse. You think about the way the weather's been. It's been cooler and very, very wet this spring.
It's been very wet.
Very, very rainy. So it's added to it. But once they get into the house and if they're traveling, I just wonder. I mean, they usually are going towards a food source. Are they lost? Are they confused? Or is there a food source in Allie's room? I don't know. But regardless, you had to call the exterminator. It kind of sucks that we're killing living creatures, but whatever. They're bugs.
Oh, no, I don't feel bad about killing ants. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
No.
I know. If you were an ant.
But again, grateful that it wasn't like roaches or wasps in the house. I guess
Did you say Grateful Dead or Grateful Again? It sounded like you said Grateful Dead.
No, I'm grateful that, again, it could have been like cockroaches or wasps. That would have been worse.
Yes.
Ants, they're just creepy, crawly, and, so it could have been worse. So I'm glad it's just
Black
ants.
widows,
and oh, God.
Brown recluse, tarantula, snakes.
Those recluse spiders bite.
What did we just see the other day right in our freaking backyard, basically?
But
it was a coyote.
But we do have a lot of wildlife here. We have
everything.
Yeah, I mean, we've had deer and we've seen coyotes in our area, but never in our backyard.
Oh, you could hear them. They're out in the fields all the time. I see them all the time. When I'm driving to work, I see coyotes all the time.
I mean, because we're right next to, there's cornfields.
Yeah, they're all around.
But right. And probably half of our subdivision is cornfields and forest and creek and
well, I don't know
we've
forest,
had,
but they're trees. I don't want to call it a forest.
Okay, maybe
they're not redwoods.
Oh my God.
Sequoia in the backyard.
So it's like it's wilderness.
Yes, it's very wilderness.
So we've seen deer and we've seen rabbits and possums and raccoons.
Scrap the dog.
Scrap. Oh, did any of you ever see the Wilderness Family? The Wilderness Family
Lord.
Adventures. It was a Disney. There were like 2 movies, or
we need to talk about that. I don't know if we've ever talked about that before.
I don't think we have.
So this goes back several years, probably a decade ago,
70s.
where you and I were talking about it. And you asked me, have you ever seen The Wilderness Family? I'm like Swiss Family Robinson?
No.
And you said, no, The Wilderness Family, there were 2 movies that they did in the 1970s.
It's about a family that lives in New York and they...
No, California.
Oh, is it California?
They're in California, yeah.
Okay, and they're like, we're done with this, the expressways and the pollution and the smog, and we're going to go live in the middle of nowhere, and that's what they do.
Well, they inherited property from the guy's uncle, the dad's uncle, and I thought it was in Colorado, maybe.
I don't know. It was in the wilderness.
It's amazing I remember this.
You had to take a plane to get anywhere. So the plane would come like twice a year to drop off supplies, and they had to grow a garden. And
they built a log cabin and the
rest of it.
So this is Remember, this is 1970s. Okay, so this defies logic. It's 70s schlocky, like just cheesy, anything. So it's the husband and the wife and the 2 kids.
Yeah.
And they have a dog named Scrap.
Scrap
is
a golden retriever, I think.
Scrappy. I don't know what he was, but that dog, holy cow.
I think it was a golden retriever.
They must have had at least 4 or 5 dogs that looked exactly alike because every single time...
No, his name was Crust, but he would scrap with the bears.
His name was Crust.
His name was Crust.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, his name was Crust, and he would scrap with the bears and the cougars and mountain lions.
Yes. Because he was a scrappy dog, and we were like, oh, there's he scrapping again. Crust is scrapping against that side.
And it's like, man, what is it?
PETA. So this is...
Yeah, they would be like, no way, you cannot do that today on
This
set.
is why PETA decided to crack down in Hollywood, because of these 2 movies right here. I don't care about anything else that happened before, but it was these 2 movies.
Yeah.
With the way they threw this dog in to fight the bears and the cougars and the snakes and everything else, it's like, oh my God, how is this dog still alive? Well, he wasn't. They had like 5 or 6 dogs that looked exactly alike. And that dog's dead. Bring in the next one.
They did not do that. The dogs did not die.
Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm sure. Are you kidding? There's no way that dog is going to survive against a bear.
Anyway, look it up. The Wilderness Family. The Wilderness Family Adventures. Best movies ever.
No, they were really bad. But it was so bad it's good. So Wilderness Family, I'm going to look it up and see what the 2 names are. It was Wilderness Family, and what was the second one?
I think it was Wilderness Family Adventures.
Is it? Or Wilderness Family Returns?
I don't know.
I'll look them up.
So long ago. But I made Joe watch them, and he's like, these are so bad, they're great.
I know, it
You
really
love them.
was. I did, and it was so long ago. I'd love to see them again. I don't know when it's on. I don't, if
How did we even find them?
It was on one day, and you saw it, and you're like, "Oh my God, have you ever seen these?" So I got to check to see if they were Disney productions. I wonder if they're on Disney Plus.
I think they were.
All right, I'm going to look it up.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm going to add, comments here on the screen, and I'll put it in the description. But I'm going to look it up because I'm now curious about the Wilderness Family. Anyway. So,
and the song was "We Are the Wilderness Family."
And they would have occasionally break out in song, and they had really cheesy 70s music.
Yeah, they did.
And there was, who was the old guy? There was
Cooter.
Cooter? Was his name Cooter?
Was it Cooter or Cooner?
No, I think it was Cooter.
Yeah, he was this old guy who had a donkey. I think the donkey's name was Bessie.
Maybe Betsy.
And
I don't know.
And then there were like these 2 orphan bear cubs that came to live with them, and sometimes they would stay in the house. And it was I think they had a raccoon too.
Yeah.
Naughty raccoon.
Yeah.
So you have to
funny.
watch it. And let me know in the comments below if you've actually seen it, if you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
what
hysterical.
you think of it.
I'm going to try to find some pictures or whatever. I'll put it in here. I think that's funny. So, anyway.
They were a very Christian family.
The ants were part of like the Wilderness Family. That's it. We need to crush the dog who could eat the ants. There you go. Who could scrap with the ants. I don't even know. I don't know, man. That was hysterical. So.
All right, so we talked about Cincinnati. We talked about ants. We talked about the basement. We talked about Scrap and Cooter and the Wilderness Family. Now we have to talk about Tim.
So.
Okay.
Well, Cincinnati, let's go back to that for a moment because we're going to go out. We still have not been to Cincinnati the whole time Matt and Carrie have been out there. So we finally get to go to Cincinnati. So I'm looking forward to seeing parts of the area there. We will film, we will record, and put stuff up on Monday and Tuesday as much as I can. Just recording on my cell phone a little bit and put it up for some live updates.
Yeah,
but
we'll
see.
Do that.
Yeah, because I don't know exactly what we're doing while we're there. We don't have.
They don't really
want
to take the baby out yet because the COVID numbers are back up, and
yeah,
they're both in healthcare, and
so we'll
they're
visit
a little
with
overly
them.
cautious.
Yeah.
So.
But we'll probably do some stuff during the day.
Yeah, we're contemplating going to the Cincinnati Zoo or some aquarium that's right over the border in Kentucky.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's even called.
How far are we from bourbon taste testing?
I think far.
Yeah. Oh well.
That'll be for another. That'll be another trip because we're gonna stop going to Disney. We're gonna limit our trips to 1 a year, which we've talked about.
Yes.
Because
So
just
now
can't
we're gonna
support the direction they're going in.
So now we're gonna go to Disney, and so this is. You've heard. Not only us, but other people talk about some of the dissatisfaction that they've had with Disney over the last couple of years because of decisions that they've made, and just it's not as magical, right? We've loved them for a long, long time, and it's always been magical until the last 2 years.
And we will say it again: the cast members are what make Disney magical because we had quite a few magical moments on the last trip. We are not Bob Chapek fans at all. So anyway, we still love Disney. We just can't support going there month after month after month until they change things up. There's a whole wide world we want to see.
They're not going to change anything up. There's a lot more that we can see, a lot more we can do. I've had my fill. But that said,
they're doing something for the CMs, and I don't have all the information, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but they're doing special evening events for the cast members. So you got to choose between, I think it was Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios, where it's an after-hours event just for cast members. They have special character meets and fireworks, and the rides are open, and I think there's food too.
So it's really nice. When you hear that, Timmy told us about this.
And you had to sign up for it.
Right. So he had to pick a date, and he was able to get a date and everything. Oh my God, that's so nice. That's so cool. How generous of them to offer something like this to the cast members, because there are a lot of cast members who love Disney and want to work there because they love everything about Disney. And they buy into the magic.
Yeah. So this particular event ran from like 9 or 10 at night till 1 in the morning. And the cast members were told, Timmy picked Magic Kingdom because that's his favorite park. So they were told that they have to park at the TTC. But after the event, sorry, there's no boats. The monorail won't be working. You have to walk all the way from Magic Kingdom back to the TTC to get to your car. And Timmy was like, what?
Yeah. Okay,
and he wasn't feeling very good. He got a cold too, so he ended up not going.
Yeah.
But just the fact that Disney would plan out this great event and not have transportation to get these cast members back to their cars? Because it's not like you can just park at the Grand Floridian. They're not going to let, hundreds of cast members just come park at the resorts.
Right. Because there's no room.
Yeah, there's no room. So they were told they had to park at the TTC and there would be no transportation after the event.
So when you get there, there's transportation too, because you got the ferries and the monorail.
Right, and they would still
monorail
be
is working,
working.
so you could probably do that. That would be the quickest and easiest. But I don't know if you guys realize how far of a walk it is.
Because we did half of that walk.
The Magic Kingdom to the Grand Floridian. From the
To the
Grand Floridian
Polynesian.
to the Polynesian. And then to the TTC.
Then into the parking lot.
So you can't go the other way. You can't go from Contemporary to the TTC.
No, you can't.
You have to walk from... They have the pathway now from the
Right.
from the Magic Kingdom to the Grand Floridian.
Yep.
And that is, I think, about a 20-minute walk.
Yeah.
Then from the Grand Floridian to the Polynesian is another 15.
Because we did that walk a couple times.
And then the Poly to the TTC is another 10.
Yeah.
So you're
Unless
talking
your feet
about...
really hurt at the end of the night and you're begging your husband to slow down because you just
Right.
can't walk
So
that
it's-
fast. So
my
it might
guess-
be a little longer.
Probably about 45-minute walk.
Yeah.
A 45-minute walk. Now, if you're walking at a brisk pace, you could do a mile in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Slower, mile in 20 minutes. So you're talking about probably a 2 to 2.5 mile walk
Yeah.
from the Magic
I
Kingdom.
would like to know that. I would like to map that out and see
Well,
exactly
you just
how
go
long
based
that
upon
is.
time, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good
It very well could
and accurate.
be an accurate distance. I could be wrong, but I'm going based off of, right?
It's like, come on, Disney. If
Oh,
you're
my
going to do
Lord.
something for your cast members, go do it from start to finish and
Yeah.
do it the right way.
Yeah.
Give these kids and these adults and these cast members who work so hard for you, give them transportation back. Pay your employees to run the monorails and the boats or whatever it takes to get these kids and adults
Just
and
even a
employees
monorail.
back to their
Yeah,
cars.
just a monorail for an extra couple of
I
hours.
mean, we
if
just
nothing
did
else,
that walk
how about
and
maybe,
it's long.
a cart? You get different cart. How about a Segway? How about or skateboard? Anything. So we did.
We actually the night we did after hours at Epcot, and I think that video just went up. If not, maybe Joe
last
can
week.
link that.
Yeah, I did that last week.
Because at the TTC you take the Epcot monorail and you have to switch monorails at the TTC to get back to your resort. We were staying at the Grand Floridian, and I mean the line was hundreds of people deep. So we're like, forget this, it'll be faster to walk.
Yeah.
So we walked from the TTC to the Poly, and by the time I got to the Poly, I'm like, I cannot literally walk anymore.
That was a long day. But you know it's funny because it wasn't really a super long day because we didn't get there till later.
Yeah, we didn't get there till 5.
Yeah, and we didn't walk
5:30.
as much as we've done in the past. But for some reason that day, that night, both of our feet were...
Well, remember,
both
I
of
had
us.
shingles and I was really
Yes,
tired.
and then but my feet too. It was just one of those nights where...
So I can't imagine having to walk from the Grand Flow to the in the TTC. I mean, the parking lot at the TTC. That's a
a far
big
walk
parking
too.
lot.
Yeah.
And if you've got all your day guests there as they're starting to leave,
So
and
where
then,
the employees parking
right,
way
they're
back.
the
So
way
add
back.
another at least 10 minutes to that. So it could very well take
because there's no trams. They're like so
Right.
inconsistent.
So could it possibly take some people an hour to walk from Magic Kingdom to their car?
at 1:00 in the morning.
So
I don't know. It just leaves
Anyway.
a bad taste in my mouth.
yeah.
And maybe the event was great and people don't mind walking, but I think
I don't know,
personally
man.
I would be like, no. And
You
I would
know.
skip it on principle just for that.
Right. So
God, we've gotten so sour.
but it's more than one little thing.
I know.
It's all these things that build up. And like with anything that you really truly love, appreciate, the stuff that we really liked about all of it, little by little, a lot of that stuff is going away. And sure, there's a lot of stuff you can still focus on and a lot of positive that you can get out of it, but I think it's a double-edged kind of thing for us. That not only are we upset with the changes that they've made and how blatant they are with their disregard and their, for their callousness towards their paying customers, for their most loyal guests.
Yeah.
And there's just such a disregard for what the most loyal guests have been doing all along, right? And multiple examples of it. But it's not only that, it's just everything that just doesn't seem fair and right. And the hypocrisy of it all. Like, they talk about equality, making things better for everybody, blah, 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 blah. Yet you see clearly that it's just really all about the money.
And did you know, I just found this out too, employees do not get, at least the ones who work like in the theme parks and housekeeping, it doesn't seem like there's any kind of annual raise. Yeah, I asked Tim because he's coming up on his year, and I said, so do you get an annual raise? He's like, no one's talked to me about it. So how, with all the inflation and how everything's going up, how can these cast members make ends meet if you're not at least getting some kind of cost of living raise every year? So I don't know, I could be wrong on that, and if you're a cast member and you watch our videos, let us know in the comments below. But from what he's told us, nothing's been presented to him.
Yeah, well, he's got to talk to the people who he reports to. He's got... Anyway, it's a whole different issue. You know, is that a Disney thing? Is that a company thing? Or is that an employee has to be aggressive kind of thing?
But if Disney really doesn't do that, but they can
we don't know for sure.
Chapek, millions of dollars in a bonus.
I know, but you don't know, so you can't say for sure. Ultimately, though, it falls on the company to have everything in order with HR, payroll, everything else.
Oh, I can say HR is really bad at Disney.
To ensure that all employees are treated fairly. And there are certain, laws that they have to follow, but other things, they don't have to give raises. They're not required to give raises. No company is. So it's, you want to keep your employees. You want to attract good employees, and those who start, you want to keep them.
A lot of these employees, they're making like housekeepers and quick service and pack, which is parade control, and merchandise. They're only making like $15 to $17 an hour. Tell me how that pays the bills in Florida. Especially Florida is now one of the most expensive places to live in the United States.
Yeah, well, up until now, but who knows what's going to happen with the correction that's starting, housing corrections. Anyway, bottom line, it comes down to this. Whatever the company is, they have to attract good employees and do what they can to keep them. And if you have people flocking to a company to work there, or customers that flock to a company to just hand over their money, why would the company do anything? Why would they be incentivized to do anything for their employees or their customers? You do that because you have a desire to attract. But if people are just coming anyway, and a new sucker is born every minute, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. So their focus in the last couple of years has been about the money. Example after example after example of it. It's been about the money. And it's not about the magic anymore at all. Done. I mean, and we have enough examples and we've talked about it enough. So that's it.
So we should end on a positive note.
Yes. The positive note is that we still do like going because we've had a lot of good memories there, and we've met so many people because of Disney.
It's not like we don't dislike it. We love Disney. We just don't agree with some of their practices as of
Yes,
late.
let's make that clear. Yeah. I've been very clear about that.
That would be very hypocritical.
I'm happy with cast members. I'm happy with going because we do enjoy the place and we're very familiar with it.
Yeah.
But I am completely dissatisfied with Disney as a corporation.
Yes,
and
I think that's what we should say more.
Right. And the executives who are in charge of making these policies. Yes. They're the ones that I'm very unhappy with. I would
love to have a sit down with Bobby Boy or Mr.
I said
Tomorrow.
that in the last video or in a previous video because you had asked me when we were in Florida.
Because I think people are fake in general, just in the sense that I think if they were to have a sit down with Bobby or Josh, it would be
No. What did you ask me? What did you ask me when we were down there? You said, well,
I think we talked about this.
Yeah, I know, I did say that. So, as a refresher, Jen said, if you had Bob Chapek, what would you say to him? I said, I wouldn't need, you said, well, if you had 30 minutes to say, I wouldn't need 30 minutes, I'd need 30 seconds. I would say to him, stop focusing on the money and bring back the magic. And then if he were to ask me, well, how should I do that? Or how do you want me to do that? I would say to him, if you don't know, you should not be in your position. That's it, done. That's less than 30 seconds. And that's all I would need to say to him.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that.
Yeah.
There really isn't much more to say. Yeah, so I don't want to... We love Disney as a whole. We love the resorts. We love going to the parks. I mean, the parks are getting a little bit too crowded, and I don't like this park pass reservation thing.
Nope.
And we know how we stand in Genie Plus.
Blah, blah, blah.
I do love the resorts. I have no problem going back and just doing a resort vacation, but there are other places we want to visit next year. The parks aren't as attractive to me anymore, but the resorts still are. I really like the Wilderness Lodge. Absolutely love it. Love it. Loved our stay at the Grand Floridian.
I liked it, didn't love it.
Really?
Yeah, it was too noisy.
I love
construction.
French Quarter, but was not happy with housekeeping last visit, or lack thereof housekeeping. But there's a lot that we love about Disney. We just don't like how it's being run.
Right.
I think that's a better
way
to state it.
Yep.
And with everything getting so much more expensive, there's...
And we're not even going to add, we're talking specifically about the parks and Disney Orlando, resorts and everything else, and the corporate policies, blah, 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 blah. We're not even going to get into the entertainment side of Disney and what Disney's doing with some of the entertainment that they're pushing out on
Star
Disney
Wars?
Plus. Oh,
we're not even going to go there because
my
then this
God.
video would be just way, way, way too
Is
negative.
anyone watching Obi-Wan? If anyone is watching Obi-Wan, I'm very curious to know if you think it's good or if you like it.
Leave us a comment below so Joe can see. Joe doesn't ask for much, so leave him a comment and tell him if you like Obi-Wan and what you do or don't like about it.
I'm just going to say...
Don't like about it.
I was enthusiastic about it, and I thought at the beginning, like, oh, okay, this is cool. Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. Oh, this might be fun. Okay. God, it sucks. Oh my Lord, does it suck. It sucks so bad. And I gave it as much as I possibly could. 4 episodes in.
Are you going to watch it anymore?
Oh no, there are only 2 more episodes. I've got to
okay.
finish watching it, yeah. But
I just can't. I'm a sucker for classic Disney movies like Snow White and Pinocchio and Lady and the Tramp and Dumbo.
The old stuff.
I have a hard time getting into the new stuff. Like I saw Encanto not too long ago, and I don't understand. I know I'm going to be in the minority here. I know a lot of people love that movie. I couldn't get into it.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of the new stuff, to be honest.
And I can't get into any of the live movies that they've done, like Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin. We watched Aladdin and...
Oh, Aladdin I didn't think was good at all.
couldn't-
There's no way I would ever watch that again because Will Smith is in it. God,
yeah,
I mean,
no.
I disliked Will Smith before, but geez, after whatever.
Yeah.
But Beauty and the Beast, I thought...
But I will say I do want to watch the live version of Pinocchio when it comes to Disney Plus, because Tom Hanks is in it, and I did see a trailer, and it did intrigue me. I
haven't seen anything like that
I
at
will
all.
give it the first 15 to 20 minutes, and if it doesn't pull me in, then I won't finish watching it.
I like Beauty and the Beast. I actually have seen that twice because Gia and I watched it a couple of years ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. But I think, like with everything else, right, I got to do CGI. I think it's just with practical effects and practical makeup, I think the Beast would look better. I think the Beast that you see in his castle in Magic Kingdom looked better than the Beast in the movie.
I do want to see Coco only because I've heard
yet,
great
but-
things about it. And when we saw it, the new scene in Mickey's PhilharMagic, I was blown away by just the little that I saw and not knowing much
we do have to
about
watch
it.
that.
And the colors and how bright it was and everything just seemed to pop.
I've wanted to see that since it came out. We just haven't watched it
Yeah,
yet.
I do want to
And
see
the
that.
one song, I don't know if there's more than one song, but there's a song from Coco that's in Epcot, the fireworks show at Epcot.
Yes, there is.
What's the fireworks?
Harmonious.
Harmonious. Yeah, there's that song in Harmonious, and I actually do like that song quite a bit. So, but anyway,
So we didn't
yeah.
mean to turn this into a downer video.
I don't know. It's pretty positive, I think.
We're just trying to keep it real. It's just because it has Disney stamped on it doesn't mean it's good all of the time.
I say that all the time. So, but anyway, we got this. Here's our update for this week. This is what's going on. I mean, we haven't had a good sit down like this. We did the shingles thing, but
Well, no,
other than
but
that, the life update hasn't.
We
haven't
did
done that
a
in while.
great life update at French Quarter.
Yeah, that was there, but I mean,
Yeah.
here, sitting here like this, doing this kind of.
Yeah, it
update.
has been a while, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it has.
So anyway, we hope you'll come along with us to Cincinnati. There will be tons of pictures and videos of Riley that we can't wait to share with you.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok.
Twitter and TikTok and.
I'm showing my outfits of the
tiki-taki.
day, trying to keep up with that, and have not done one in a couple days.
My outfit of the day, scrubs. My outfit tomorrow, black scrubs.
Yeah, I have
my
some
outfit after that,
I have to
black
put
scrubs
up.
again. And then I get home in this t-shirt and shorts. Although, oh, wait a minute.
What?
What else happened this past week?
I have no idea.
So Jen gets the old shingles, and so what do I have to do?
Yeah.
I have to go get the shingles vaccine because
That's right.
I don't want to get the shingles.
No, I don't want him to get the shingles.
I had chickenpox as an adult. I can't believe I almost forgot this.
Yeah, this is kind of big.
This is very big.
So do you still have your bruise? No, you probably can't pick it up. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. So it is important. I've been in healthcare a long time. I do believe in the vaccines, right? So whatever. I know there's some people who don't. Whatever
Yeah,
that's
get
fine.
vaccinated
Whatever.
for shingles.
But
you don't want shingles.
the whole deal. I had chickenpox as an adult. I was 26. Holy crap! It was the worst thing I've ever been through. I know people who go through worse. I've been in healthcare. I know. I've seen it. I've taken care of patients. But chickenpox as an adult sucked. There's no way I want shingles, no part of it. So you had it, and it was very, very mild. You didn't have the symptoms.
The medication made me sick.
So I'm like, okay, I got to get the vaccine. So we came back home. So I was off on Wednesday, so I figured, okay, Tuesday afternoon would be good. I went after work. And you had told me, pharmacist told you, that vaccine is hard. It's a hard one. So I usually do left deltoid. I've done right a couple times. One of my COVID, the second or maybe the booster was in my right. Anyway, she injects this stuff into my shoulder. And I felt it. And I've never felt a vaccine burn like that. Like it freaking hurt when she was injecting it.
Oh, I'm so nervous to get it now.
So that evening I started with the headache. The next day, Wednesday, all day, going into Thursday morning, going into work, I felt feverish. The same symptoms you would have when you have a fever. I was freezing cold. I had to put on sweats and a sweatshirt and socks. I was so cold on Wednesday. And luckily
it was like
I was off of work.
78 outside.
And I just slept a lot. I mean, I was exhausted. And then Thursday morning,
I came upstairs after I worked. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, he's asleep.
Yeah. I was
I'm like,
passed
wait, he
out.
just woke up a couple hours
I
ago.
know. I woke up, I went back to bed in middle of the day. I'm sleeping. Anyway, so luckily then by middle of the morning Thursday, I started feeling better. But that shingles vaccine just knocked the crap out.
He has a bruise on his arm about this big.
Yeah, it's not like, you can't really notice it.
No,
but it was
but
definitely,
I can see it.
It's better
fine.
now, but it's like right there.
Yep. You
right
can
there.
feel it too.
Yeah, it feels like a lump. Yeah,
Yep.
like someone just whacked me in my arm really, really hard. And I couldn't even raise my arm to put deodorant on Thursday morning. Yeah. So.
Yeah, get your shingles vaccine.
Oh yeah, give yourself pain and fever-like symptoms.
It's better than getting shingles.
Oh, and that was just dose number 1. I have to go back in 2 to 6 months to get dose number 2.
Yikes.
Joy. So I have to time it between my next COVID booster and then my regular flu shot that I'm supposed to get in the fall. So I don't know. I might not get the next COVID
Really
booster.
sucks getting older.
Well, it's better than the alternative, getting sick and dying.
Yeah, that's
'Cause I've
true.
seen plenty of that too. So, anyway.
So anyway, we hope that you'll continue to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss any of the next Jen and Joe on the go action because we're going to bring more depression and sadness into your life.
I'm telling you, man. Jeez Louise.
Sorry this was such a downer.
It's long too. Our videos are just so darn long. We just start
We
talking,
just have a
we can't
lot
stop.
to say.
Man.
We promise the next ones will be good, and we're still putting up Universal, and we have fresh Disney content, and there's just so much.
Yeah, we still have these videos from March and going into May.
But you
and
know
all
what?
this stuff.
It's fun reliving, watching you edit the Universal
Yeah,
videos.
yeah.
Because that was such a good trip.
Yes, it was. It really, really was. I was watching the one clip of the Velocicoaster. Man, I want to go back just to ride that. I so enjoyed that.
I'll go back to Universal in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
I want to go back next year.
So, real quick then about Guardians of the Galaxy. So, Steve and Ariane were just there this past week, and you said that they got the Guardians
Virtual
queue. Mm-hmm. So she was able to get it. So she logged in at 7 in the morning and was able to get it for that afternoon. So they did ride it the one day. The next day they were not able to get it.
They were not able to get it.
So I guess there is a chance to get on that ride with the virtual queue. Are they doing any lightning lane with it?
Yeah,
So
you can either pay for it. It's I believe the opening weekend it was $17, and I think it's dropping to $14.
Okay, so
but
I
you know
guess
it'll
there's
go
that
up at
option.
Christmas and
Well,
holidays.
right. But
It's $14 to $17.
yeah,
Is what
so
it
it's
was
similar
advertised as.
to the way Remy was set up. You go the virtual queue. If not, you can do Lightning Lane to
Yeah.
purchase a ride.
But I mean, they're going just like Rise and Rise first.
Yeah, well,
It's in seconds.
right. No, I know. But at least they were able to ride it, and you were texting with her.
Okay,
and
so
saying,
really fast, to end this on a really good note. I was watching Real Genius was on today. Did anybody see that in 80s movies with
Val Kilmer?
With Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was watching that today.
love that movie.
You know what the very last song is of that movie? When they're
Everybody
all-
Wants to Rule the World.
Yes!
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the song we had on
Yeah,
Guardians.
that's right. It is. I do remember. I love that movie. Actually, I love that movie.
movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to say, if you have not seen Real Genius with Val Kilmer, it's a cheesy 80s flick.
Yeah.
Watch it.
So there were a
So
bunch
worth
of
it.
college kids, and they were working on some laser
Had
experiment
great
in school.
music. Yeah. It
yeah.
was so good.
Yeah. Laszlo was the guy who lived in the
Yes!
closet.
Yes!
Yeah, yeah.
Yes!
This weird guy who lived in the closet or wherever he was in the
Yeah,
dorm
because he
room.
was doing
Yeah.
sweepstakes entries, and then he finally won at the end.
Yeah.
He won
There you
like
go.
an RV and all
You
this
just
crap
ruined the
in it.
movie.
Oh, I'm sure everyone's seen it.
So anyway, we live in the 80s. You got the Kate Bush song from Stranger Things and Top Gun in the movie theaters. That's the big joke right now. We're reliving 1986.
We are.
It was a good year.
Hey, it was a good year. That was my senior year and junior and senior year.
I
of high
graduated in
school.
1986.
End of junior year, beginning of senior year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
All right.
You know what that means?
That we're old.
We're old.
Yeah.
All right. Cheery note once again. We'll depart with nothing but positivity, love,
All
and
right.
happiness.
Thank you for watching. We really do appreciate it.
Cheers. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.